Hello Year 11, this is a very quick overview of variables, constants and assignments, and I'm going to look at this within the Python idle. So probably one of the first things that we come across is the output statement in Python, which is print. And I'm going to print straightforward. Our first type that we'll come across is something called a literal value. It isn't a variable, it cannot change, it isn't constant, it's just what we call a literal. So for example, output 3 and then our first operator 5. So I'm outputting 3 times 5 and it's 15. Now instead of using literals, often we use memory locations that will change and we can call these a variable. So I'm going to create a variable called num1. We give it a name which is assigned to a memory location in RAM. We use the assignment operator and then we pass in a value. So what I'm doing here is I'm assigning the value of 5 to the memory location called num1. Num2, I'm going to assign the value 7, and then I'm going to output. Well, first of all, I'll output number 1, and you can see that it's 5. Then I'm going to reassign the value of number 1 because it is in the memory location, which value can change. And I'm going to say it's now 55, and I'm going to output number 1 again, and you can see that it's 55. And finally, I will output num1 plus num2. We can see that it's 62. So that's the use of variables in programming, assigning a piece of memory and then assigning a value within that. It can be strings. So for example, name Helen. I've assigned a piece of string, and if I ask what the name is, it'll tell me it's Helen. Right, second is constants. Now a constant is a name memory location that value doesn't change during the execution of a program, and Python doesn't really enforce, well, in fact it doesn't enforce constants, and generally we use these and to help Python programmers understand them we just use uppercase values. Num3 would equal the value of 66, and that's the idea that it cannot change, even though in Python it can change, but we assign constants. If we look at it in a different programming language, say C#, you can see that when we're declaring a value in C#, we must declare the data type. Int is an integer or a whole number, so I've said int is an A, and then we use our assignment. 3 has been assigned to the memory location A. But C# uses something called a constant keyword. So D, which has been assigned the value of 77, is a constant, and that cannot change during the execution of a program. However, in Python, as you see, that it can. So that is the idea of literals, just a literal value that we can use in our programming. A variable, name memory location, in which we assign a value using the assignment operator, and then constants, which is a name memory location that cannot change. This isn't the case in Python. If you're going to use a constant, use uppercase. So for example, pi equals 3.14, and the idea that pi wouldn't change. So read through your notes and then complete the associated programming tasks.